What up? Welcome to the Sperm Donor Show. I'm savvyjinx with Painter and Twig.
That's right.
What up, fellas?
Nothing much, man. Not looking forward to
Holidays.
the holidays.
Really? Why not?
Not really. I don't know, man. I got to work every day and then spend Christmas Eve with the family, which is the only high point of the whole thing. But I don't know. I don't know. I have a better time with my family when it's not the holidays, because on their birthdays I'll take them out to extravagant lunch, just hang out, chill. I prefer to barbecue with them at the park or even head out to the mountains. Holidays are too commercial, man.
Well, see, I go. Most of my family lives in San Diego, so we go down there once or twice a year. I mean, I go down there more than that, but once or twice a year we go to my aunt and uncle's house, and we just have a great time. And it's really never about the gifts or the tree or anything like that. It's just about being together. So we have a great time. That's kind of been our tradition. We'll go down there. My wife and I, my daughter, we'll all spend the night in a hotel room, so we don't have to drive. Yep. And what's been the tradition, what's been kind of fun, is the annual beer tasting. I'll grab one of the 12 packs of the winter brews or the summer ales or whatever they have at Cost Plus, the little 10 packs.
All right, I see.
And we'll just all gather around outside in the patio, and I'll just read the labels off, and we'll taste the beers, and it's a good time. So we did that last year, and we've done it for 4 years in a row, actually.
Does your daughter participate in that?
Yeah, we get the root beer pack for her though. Only 6.
Yeah, when you drink these beers, these specially made beers, do you ever read the alcohol content?
Oh, yeah. We start off with the lightest first.
Oh,
just like a wine tasting.
Yeah.
Start off with the lightest first and then move all the way up to the bad boys. Some of them have been, this one German beer, I forget what it's called, but it was 8-something% alcohol.
That ain't nothing. At 7-Eleven, they got that Steel Reserve 211 that has 9.2. Man, back in my poorer days, man, I used to I used to buy a couple of those because they're 99 cents for a 24 ounce, I used to take 2 of those home, and that was my means. Now I'm a wine drinker,
As a matter of fact, speaking of Steel Reserve, I used to do the same thing when we lived in the Bellflower house. I took a job. I took a huge pay cut, trying to advance my career. Broke as a joke. I'd buy the 2 for $2 or whatever it was.
$2.
And there's a reason why they call that shit rot gut. Because I hardly ever get sick off liquor. I usually know when to kind of chill or stop or whatever. I have a pretty good system, but I drank 2 of those, 2 of those 22 ounces, and got a little buzz. Woke up the next morning, and I just felt so sick, and I threw up and everything. I was
off
2 beers?
Of 2 of them. Yeah, that's
how I knew. I was like, I just can't hang with the malt liquor anymore.
You know what? Believe it or not, you build an immunity because, like I said, man, back in the broker days, I wanted to have a few drinks before bed and just hang out. Mm-hmm. So that was the only way to go, man. Spending $2, and after a few weeks of that, I didn't get the hangovers anymore. But
I was drinking it for a while. That's why it surprised me. But I just felt like, all right, my body's telling me that
doesn't belong in there.
Shitty.
Yeah, he killed the malt liquor.
That shit's toxin.
It was poison, man. It was poison. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the holidays. It's all about the kids, though. As far as gifts and everything.
Always about the kids.
I care less what I get for Christmas. It's not a big deal.
Exactly.
Yeah. Take care of the daughter.
When you're an adult, if you really want something, you go out and get it, right?
Yeah, during the year.
Yeah.
That's the whole Valentine's Day scam. It's really? I show my wife I love her all the time.
Right.
Yeah. And on this day, what I'm supposed to put a little extra on it?
Yeah, maybe if you're a wife beater and then kick your wife's ass all year long. And
early, when you first start dating somebody.
That's true. One thing I don't get is going out to a restaurant on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's the best part, dude. Because if you stand in a 2-hour line for your woman, that shows that you love her.
I mean, what do you? Yeah, I guess as long as you can. The whole point behind it is keeping your clothes on for a couple of hours, right? Then but waiting for 2 hours or whatever, just to sit down and have a meal, it's
the best time I had was when I was a single man. Was going out on those kind of holidays to the bars or the clubs. There'd be so many women without dates, just miserable. It was basically that movie Wedding Crashers, where they just crash the wedding, and there's all these girls that are feeling all the romance and of the wedding, so they always get some ass.
Yeah,
I used to always.
I'm taking notes on that. That's a good thing because Valentine's Day is around the corner, man. Mm-hmm. Like I was telling you, this year I'm going to shoot out to the river for spring break. Drop my daughter off at her mom's for a week and just head on out there and pretend I'm a college student. Everybody's just girls gone wild. The whole
you do look kind of young. Man. I guess you might be able to pull that off.
We're talking old school over here, dude.
Serious, you can be just say like you're a graduate student. You already have your bachelor's and you're working on your way to a doctorate.
With my lies, do a little research on whatever you are, just so you don't get caught off guard. Because what if they know something about it? Say like,
oh, that's my major too,
or my dad's a whatever,
lawyer, get you an interview,
psychiatrist. Imagine that one.
Go for an obscure degree. I'm a geologist or something like that. Don't go for like a lawyer or doctor.
I'm a Scientology professor.
So what's up, man? Twig, you wanted to touch on some things, some life lessons.
There's I went to visit my daughter's great-grandmother yesterday. It's my wife's great-grandmother. And it's weird because there's a lot of things that go on, especially in divorced families, that I never really picked up on because my parents are still together. Most of my friends' parents from childhood are still together. And so we went to visit my daughter's great-great-grandmother yesterday.
So your great-grandmother? Or
my ex's great-grandmother.
Okay.
And
it was... She's still walking around?
Still kicking, man.
If she didn't have the infection and be hospitalized right now like she is, she still walks around. She's still sharp as a tack.
How old is
anybody?
She's 92.
Oh, yeah.
She's led a good life.
Way past death, huh?
And, it was weird to me.
She's on a free roll right now.
Yeah. I look at things for my daughter. I don't care if I hate her grandparents. I don't care if I hate my aunt. I don't care. My personal feelings about these family members aren't the issue. The issue is that her great-great-grandmother gets to see her great-great-granddaughter. And so I do these things, I still go and see my ex's parents because she doesn't make the effort to communicate with them. And so as I got there yesterday, we're talking, and great-great-grandma goes, "Aren't you guys split up?" And I said, "Yeah." And she's like, "Well, why are you here?" And I'm like, "Well, because I have Taylor today, and, I want you to see her." And she's all, "Wow, that's really nice of you." And she's not a compliment person. And she goes, "You're really looking good." And I was like, "Well, thank you." And she looks at me, and she goes, "Your ex is a bitch."
Her own great-granddaughter. Right?
Her own great-granddaughter.
It's the ugly truth, but she can see it,
She is a bitch for leaving you. And I was like, you know what? I'm
not here to discuss that.
Yeah,
let's
exactly.
keep it wholesome.
Let's keep it civil and that kind of thing. So I kind of downplayed it, and
you were like laughing inside.
Oh yeah, and
snickering.
My daughter's great-grandmother was like, "Yeah, she's a bitch. I have so many problems with her."
Wow.
And I'm like, "Wow,
why didn't you tell me this before I got married?"
This is the thing. So I started talking to my ex's grandmother, and it turns out that when she was a little girl and her parents were still together, her grandmother recalls a time where her other grandfather, who had a sailboat, wanted to take my ex sailing, and she didn't want to go. She was like dead set against going, like under 7 years old, because that's when they split up.
She's been a bitch from way back.
And
I think this is where she turned to stone.
She just did not want to go. Yeah, this could be it. And she goes, I remember her kicking and screaming, saying she didn't want to go sailing with her grandfather and his friend. And
that does sound
so,
weird.
she's like, she was really weary about it, and she's like, it's none of my business, but my ex's mother forced her to go. And she's like,